Isaiah told Israel that the light of God in all its brilliance and radiance had risen upon them in the face of the darkness all around. It came as a grace to them, not as an achievement by them, but it was also theirs. Listen again. Arise, shine, for your light has come. The glory of the Lord has risen upon you. Israel didn't have to rebuild the walls of the city first. They didn't have to rebuild the temple first. They didn't have to fix the economy first. They only needed to look up and embrace the light of God's glory within them and among them. They only needed to care for one another as a righteous community. Then the peoples of the earth would see their light and come to it. Then the wealth of the nations would come to them. And that is, by the way, part of what's fulfilled in the wise men bringing gold, frankincense, and myrrh. This is what I want to say to the church today, both the church in America generally and this church particularly. We don't need to fight a culture war against the darkness as if with lightsabers. We don't need to abandon the way of Jesus as if loving your enemies is weak and ineffective. Stunningly, that's just what one populist political figure claimed this week. He said the way of Jesus, things like turning the other cheek, hasn't worked out for Christians. We need to fight instead, he said. And I say, people, if we give up on the way of Jesus, we forfeit our Christian calling and become surrogates of the state instead of servants of God. We need to be the church of Jesus, shining the light of Christ into a darkened world. And if we do, and only if we do, the world will be drawn to our light and warmed by it. We don't need to bark at the world and give them orders as if we are all-knowing authorities on everything. My granddaughter Zetta's 10th birthday was Wednesday, so we all made her search for her presents that we had hidden around the house, and she was blindfolded. Her sisters were charged with giving her directions as she reached and tripped and fumbled around the house. Unfortunately for her sister, for Zetta, her sisters kept giving her non-directional directions, like, no, this way, or turn, or there. When she failed to heed their calls because she couldn't tell which way this way meant, she became frustrated, and so did the girls, and their response was just to yell louder. Until finally, Mother Cameron said, "Y'all, she's blind, not deaf." Friends, we need to proclaim the good news with humility and live it with grace. Then people will find their way to us. Then we will flourish and not languish. That is the promise of God. So don't lose heart, church, and don't lose faith. In this new year, let us be Epiphany people, hearing the word of Isaiah as if it is directed to us in our time. Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you. The future is bright indeed. Amen.